Hello, and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I'm Eric with EMS Now, and my pleasure to once again speak with Roberto Gatti, the CEO of Delvatec. Delvatec is a very interesting company that you've been hearing more about, I hope, in the industry and seeing the previous interviews I've done with Roberto here. Roberto, thank you for taking some time again to come and talk.
You're welcome, Eric. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and to give you some heads up about our company with great pleasure.
Excellent. Listen, I wanted to go kind of in a different direction than last time. You know, the AOI SPI market is pretty crowded these days, right? There's a lot of competition in that. So how would you explain Delvatec's kind of uniqueness or your differentiation compared to your competition?
So basically, this is a very good question. The Delvatec is a platform, first of all, and we do not have an SPI or an AOI. We have a platform capable to perform in all directions. So basically, when you ask me what is the uniqueness of your systems, I would say that one very important concept is that the word SPI or the word AOI, with all the respect for our competitors, for Delvatec is an obsolete system.
Okay.
We are working with a platform that is a full integration in between a very particular optical head and a very high-end software. When we talk about such a platform with this integration, we avoid to talk about an SPI or an AOI. Basically, our system is capable to perform whatever type of inspection the customer might need. And we perform this type of inspection with a single program. So basically, we do not generate a different program for the SPI or a program for the pre-reflow or a program for the post-reflow. We generate a program with a huge amount of data. This huge amount of data is used to detect whatever is happening on the line. It's just a question of the customer if he wants to have multiple platforms for Delvatec and set one platform after the screen printer, one platform in between the pick and places, one platform before the oven, one platform after the oven, one platform somewhere else. What we can tell the customer is that basically, how many platforms do you need? 5, 10, 20? Fine. You take all this platform and you install this platform wherever you want, and they will be capable to perform everything that is particularly needed, let's say.
Okay. And you mentioned there about the data, and I wanted to follow up on that because that's, and I think about the neural network and your neural network, and we talked about that before. How do you think that your neural network differentiates you in the market?
So this is another very good question. In reality, you know, when you give a look around, everybody is talking about a neural network, everybody is talking about AI and so on. But reality is, how do you use AI in your system? And reality is, are you really having a neural network, or you are simply adding some commodity tools developed by third parties inside your system? You know, sometimes I use the concept of the electric car and of the standard, if you want, gasoline car and so on. You have some electric cars that has been designed to be electric, and you have some cars that has been designed to be with a standard engine and then transformed inside an electric car. Our platform has been designed to be AI native. So we have real neural networks inside that we have trained with millions and millions of data and of images, and our neural network are the best, in our opinion, available to be used when you're talking about machine vision acquisition. The fact of having neural network inside the platform allows the customer to do whatever he wants like a human. So, I mean, coming back to your first question, if you have a brain and if you have eyes and if you have experience, it doesn't matter if you're checking solder paste or if you're checking a component or if you're checking a solder joint.
Yeah.
You are so flexible that you can check whatever you want. The concept is you need neural networks trained to be capable to analyze everything. And this is what we are deploying, important neural networks with millions of data sets acquired that are capable to classify errors of any type. Of course, Eric, it's impossible to get a neural networks trained on everything. You can go to a military customer, and a very particular military customer could get a very specific component that is custom and is not available in the market. This component, how can you learn it? Here we deploy our training manager that is using a neural network. It's basically learning the object you want to detect. It's letting the neural network understand the object. The neural network classifies this object, and from that moment on, the neural network is capable to inspect and classify errors on that specific component. So the neural network are the base of our system. If we want to really be capable to detect everything, we really need to get a real brain. The big advantage is the fact that this brain is not linked to a specific platform, is linked to the concept. So if I have 20, 30, 40 platforms installed in a plant, they can all refer to the same brain that is keeping on learning everywhere in different stages and deploying better information. Better information means classify the error better, reduce the false calls, and enhance the detectability. This is the point.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that response because I saw an interview recently with John Mitchell, who's the head of the Global Electronics Association, right, whose show we're at here at Apex. And he made the comment that he thinks that with the use of AI, that a lot of people are using it, and it's not really AI, right? He says, I think the marketing people are taking some liberties with the term. So I appreciate the distinction you just made there about how it's really kind of the native to the system there.
Yeah, it's the world, no? If you give a look today at the world, there are companies that are saying that are putting AI on everything, no? And basically the point is, what are you really using of AI? If you have an optical inspection system and you have AI to run OCR, perfect. What do you run for OCR? We have a tool from a third party that we use to detect OCR. Fine. So it's a tool from a third party, generic, that you use to run detection on OCR. Is it really using your neural network? No. This is a third party. It's a commodity tool. What we have are specific neural networks trained for that specific job. We are not better than anybody in the market. We have just created a platform capable to perform at its best in this environment. So this is the secret. Of course, it's clear. Wherever you go now at an exhibition, all machines are AI native suddenly, no?
Yeah.
And then you give a look at what are they doing with AI, and you say, okay, but where is AI in this machine? Ah, we are AI native. We don't do anything because we cannot do training manager, we cannot do these things, but we have AI. Doesn't work like this. No, I fully agree with the gentleman you mentioned before that marketing people in this moment of time are using the AI terminology just
Mhm.
for sales, but
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
real usage. No, not for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Well, let me follow up too. So when it comes to the inspection, because the platform is an inspection, and your approach to supporting customers, what do you see as the key advantage of choosing Delvatec?
So there are a lot of USPs no, in
Hmm.
choosing Delvitec. One, very simple, is the fact that, as we mentioned in the first question, you are not buying an SPI, you are not buying an AI, you are buying a platform. So whatever happens in your plant, you have the correct solution to any problem.
Mm.
Second point that is very important is that if you have a factory with multiple systems requested,
Hmm.
you have the same hardware everywhere, the same software everywhere, and one brain. The brain that you keep on training are the neural networks. These neural networks, fully trained, are belonging to the customer. So it means that whatever happens in your plant, you have the complete knowledge of your production for years and years and years. And advantages here are a lot if you have one plant, but are even more if you have multiple plants in the world, because you do not have to manage any transfer of technology, because basically you don't transfer any technology. You simply have your best technician available in all the plants. This is another huge advantage.
Okay.
Another very important advantage is the detection. Basically, we say that this is not a system that is capable to detect a particular object. It's a system capable to detect whatever the human eye can see. So, I mean, you have platforms, you have brain, you have neural networks, and basically, whatever you need to detect, it can be glass, it can be glue, it can be particular components, it can be any type of defect on the board, even a defect that could be shaped by wrong mechanical parts or could be created by wrong usage of other materials. With this system, you can easily detect. And this is another important USP. So basically, I would say that as some customers said during the last 2 months, coming to see demos and benchmarks in our facility, they said, Roberto, we were on the point to run a worldwide benchmark, selecting 3, 4, 5 competitors. But we understood, seeing your system, that we cannot do it because it's so different that basically we should need to create a totally different way to generate an Excel spreadsheet with comparison table.
Yeah.
So really, in my opinion, this is a very different system, and in my opinion, it's a next generation optical inspection platform.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that.
You're
Um, Now, in closing, I did want to just mention, talk about your footprint. I know that you're headquartered in Switzerland. That's where, it all comes from. But you tell me about your presence in the other regions, because you have expanded those here, not just in the United States, but in other areas. Speak to that a little so people know.
Yeah, we are expanding a lot throughout the world. Right now, we have our HQ here in the southern part of Switzerland, where we have our main R&D and where we have our corporate management. We have a brand new office that is expanding quite a lot in Germany, where we have an important technical presence, and on top of this, we have our direct salesman and the key account manager located in different countries in Europe. We are setting up a good network of distributors throughout the EMEA region. In parallel, we have another important office that is growing up very well in India, where we have now a coverage of the complete, let's say, country. We have application engineers and salesmen throughout India, in Bangalore, where we have our most important office, as well as in other important cities of India. We just signed an important agreement for a distributor in Korea. We have another agreement for a distributor in Australia. We are signing other important agreements for other countries in the southern east part of Asia. We have just opened, let's say 1 year ago, more or less, the office in Dallas, in the United States, that is starting to grow up and is starting to generate the first interesting sales. And very soon we will expand into Mexico and into the southern part of America. So basically, let's say that we are global right now. We are not yet covering all the countries in the world, but let's say that if you compare the interview of today with the interview we had last year at Apex, the size of the company has doubled. The turnover has become 4 times bigger. And we predict during the year 2026 that the amount of people in the company will double again, with a turnover that will grow of 400% compared to 2025. So it's difficult for me to tell you how many people we are, because we are really, really enlarging everywhere at this moment of time.
Wow. Well, congratulations on all that. That's excellent. And I just wanted to make sure that people understood, even though you're European based, that it is a company that spans the globe and that you are expanding in all these areas. Thank you very much. It's always good to get these updates. I look forward to the interview later in the year when you talk about all of the achievements and success for the year. And we will encourage everybody. This is Apex Week. Please go see Delvatec. They're in booth 2127 on the floor in Anaheim. Come see them, and you can have a look at this equipment up close and personal. So good.
Thank you. We are very busy in these days, but we are all welcoming customers to our booth, where we can show our technology. And we are more than happy to give assistance and to show whatever we have available in such a way that everybody can really understand when we talk about neural networks, AI, and so on, what we really mean.
Yeah.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Roberto. Take care, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.